we are all respect, Indonesia is making great progress. If in 1945 the United Nations was the bright hope of a war-shattered, weary world, today it must be the catalyst to build the world anew. The requirements and the challenges are different today from yesteryear. Even the United Nations today is not the United Nations of 16 years ago. With the emergence of newly independent nations of Asia and Africa, its membership has doubled in number and continues to increase from year to year. Present realities also make it imperative that the nations of Asia and Africa be adequately represented in the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, as well as in other main bodies and agencies of the organization. We consider that positive steps toward the expansion of these organs in conformity with the principle of equitable geographical distribution should be taken at this session of the General Assembly. Finally, the Secretariat of the United Nations itself must conform also to present realities. The office of the Secretary General has become an enormous one, too great for any man to carry alone. It is not a question of finding a neutral man or finding a true civil servant. It is a problem of the office itself, which has come to be more than a pure administrative organ. As a matter of principle, Indonesia is opposed to the testing of nuclear weapons by any nation, whether in the atmosphere or underground, at the depth of the oceans or the far reaches of outer space. However, harmful as these tests may be in polluting the air we breathe, immoral as they may be in constituting a means for perfecting instruments for the destruction of mankind, we know too that the prohibition of these tests is not sufficient unto itself. At the same time, agreement must be reached on general and complete disarmament under the effective system of international control. For we know from reliable sources that the great powers, the United States and the Soviet Union, already have enough weapons in their respective arsenals to set the world ablaze. These deadly stockpiles must be destroyed before they destroy us. This is the crux of the problem. Only with general and complete disarmament can we end the present madness, return to the path of sanity, and remove the threat of mutual annihilation that hangs over the confrontation between the two opposing world forces. First, the plan of Mr. Luns in its present form cannot solve the problem of West Irian peacefully, and subsequently cannot solve the dispute between Indonesia and the Netherlands. Second, if the Netherlands government is really sincere in its wish to relinquish its claim of sovereignty over West Irian and end its colonial control over that territory, this intention should be welcomed as the start of the real solution of the conflict between Indonesia and the Netherlands on the West Irian issue. In fact, the original source of the dispute between Indonesia and the Netherlands will then be removed. Third, to complete the settlement, it then only requires the orderly transfer of administration in West Irian from the Netherlands to the Republic of Indonesia, based upon a cooperative spirit between both countries and a mutual desire for normalization of relations between Indonesia and the Netherlands. Fourth, my government would have no objection at all if the United Nations should assist, if so required, in the realization of such a plan through the creation of a special body or special authority which, on behalf of the United Nations, would enable the orderly attainment of that solution. Fifth, seventh, if the West Irian problem is to be solved peacefully, it must be solved at the earliest possible time. Eighth, the Indonesian government is prepared to contribute its share in a United Nations endeavor to solve the problem of West Irian speedily along the lines indicated, both in terms of personnel and of technical as well as financial assistance. Mr. President, I believe that this approach is a constructive one. We ourselves are confident that West Irian will be fully restored into the Republic of Indonesia. West Irian is, after all, a part of my country. The people are part of the Indonesian people. Let no one make a mistake about this. May God bless us in our struggle for freedom, justice, and peace. Thank you, Mr. President.